Hey everyone, welcome into our latest cannabis reform mini-series. Tonight we take a look at the U.S. cannabis landscape if rescheduling does pass in 2025, along with banking and research announced as well. We'll outline the impacts of rescheduling, state rights for recreational use under the Trump administration, uplisting of American cannabis companies on major stock exchanges, and the crucial language needed in the SAFE Banking Act for institutional investment. So, let's first talk about cannabis rescheduling. As we've said in recent episodes, the Department of Justice has initiated the formal rulemaking process to reclassify cannabis from Schedule 1 to Schedule 3. This important step would recognize the medical benefits of cannabis and reduce regulatory burdens. It would open up more research opportunities and potentially increase access to banking services for cannabis businesses. A rule on rescheduling is expected towards the back half of 2025. Next up, states' rights. The Trump administration has announced support for states' rights to legalize cannabis. This move aligns with the administration's broader policy of giving states more control over their own cannabis laws. If implemented, it could lead to a patchwork of state regulations, but also provide a clear path for states to legalize and regulate cannabis without federal interference. Now, uplisting. One of the most anticipated developments is the potential uplisting of American cannabis companies on major stock exchanges, like the New York Stock Exchange and the NASDAQ. Currently, many U.S. cannabis companies are listed on over-the-counter markets, which limits their access to capital. Uplisting would not only provide greater liquidity, but also attract a broader range of investors, enhancing the overall growth and stability of the industry, which is badly needed knowing most stocks have experienced 52-week lows over the past month. For these changes to be fully realized, the SAFE Banking Act needs to include specific language that provides safe harbor for financial institutions working with cannabis businesses. This would allow banks to offer services without fear of federal penalties and enable institutional investors to buy cannabis stocks. Key provisions should address capital markets, provide a safe harbor for U.S. exchanges to list plant-touching stocks, and ensure compliance with FinCEN regulations. So what are FinCEN regulations? These regulations require financial institutions to file suspicious activity reports for transactions involving marijuana-related businesses. Despite state legalization, federal laws still classify marijuana as a Schedule I drug. Financial institutions must conduct due diligence and report any suspicious activities to ensure compliance with the Bank Secrecy Act. This helps prevent money laundering and other financial concerns associated within the cannabis industry. So saying that, the overall industry still faces challenges. Market volatility, regulatory hurdles, and competition from both domestic and international players will require strategic navigation. Companies will need to leverage innovation and build strong partnerships and maintain compliance with evolving regulations to thrive. If proper safe harbor language is outlined within the Safe Banking Bill, it would drive a whole new audience of investors that includes institutional buyers. Currently, the industry is backed by over 95% of retail investors with minimal institutional interest. So in summary, the U.S. cannabis landscape is poised for a significant transformation heading into 2025. Rescheduling, states' rights for recreational use, uplisting on major stock exchanges, and comprehensive banking reform could drive growth. Investors should pay close attention to these developments as they represent both opportunities and challenges for the industry. With the right strategies, the future of cannabis within the U.S. would then look promising. Until then, our takeaway here today, the cannabis industry still has too many unknowns. But the encouraging thing about the industry are the right conversations are now taking place with the right elected officials in Washington. If these things happen, then as I mentioned earlier, the industry is poised for a major transformation here in 2025. So what do you all think? Do you think rescheduling gets announced in 2025? Do you think banking and states' rights will be further clarified at some point this year? Or do you think this is still years away down the road? One thing is for sure, we'd love to get your feedback, so leave some comments below and make sure to smash that bell for all notifications. A reminder to share this video within your network, and if you haven't done so already, make sure to subscribe to our channel because we wouldn't be here without you. Let's face it, 2025 will be the moment of truth for the cannabis industry and really for a lot of companies associated within it. The new year is upon us, so here we go. Happy holidays from all of us here at TDR, and see you in 2025. Thanks for watching, everyone.